Okay, so this is going to be kind of hard to explain, but after we got going yesterday, immediately had something break. Stuff was going okay until it wasn't. This is the clutch, the point drive, or a point row clutch. And this, it's hard to show you in this box, but that comes apart in two pieces here. But it sits on the shaft. That's that thing I've been putting the pin in and out of. And this is the clutches mechanism. As you can see, there's a spring in here. I'm trying to do this with two hands here. This little point right there, that anchors into that little slot right there. And this thing quit turning. There it goes. This thing quit engaging. And we think part of it is because on the other end, there should be, I think, another one of those little cutout, or not cutouts, little pieces that sticks in that channel on this side. And obviously there is nothing there. It must have busted off, which makes it so it won't engage. Now we're gonna go back to, did I just lock my keys in the car? No. Oh boy. Now we are gonna go back to that implement dealer and see if we can get that thing fixed. Well, not fixed, but get a new spring. I'm assuming that's what it is. It's really about, it's really about the only part that moves inside of that clutch. So, and the electronics were working.
Yeah, why not? This Bloomberg money.
Electronics were working, so I assume that it is probably that. We weren't even sure how that thing was supposed to work when we took it apart. Hopefully we can get that taken care of and get back to planting today. A lot of downtime here, which is not good. But if we can get going, everything should, like I said this before, but everything should, in theory, just stay function. Spill my coffee? No spilled coffee. All right, I gotta drive. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay, well, the final answer, or hopefully the final answer on that clutch, is that that spring is only supposed to have one little piece hanging off it, not on the other end. One of the techs kind of looked at it, and because there really aren't any parts, I think I've said that before, but there's really no moving parts. He thought the spring had a little bit of a bulge to it, and there's a little bit of wear on the cylinder that it goes to, but he didn't think that should be an issue. He said if it were me, I think he said he would have put it back. He'd put it back in and just try it the way it was, and maybe it was just a fluke. But I'm not about driving another 70 miles for no reason, so I bought another spring, which is like just over 50 bucks. But we'll go ahead and put that in and see if it's got to be the solution, because there's no other parts to it. There's nothing else to look at. So hopefully we'll get that done here in a little bit, and then we'll get back to planting. So that's where that clutch came out of. It'll look like that when it's all put together. The spring fits in. Right. Let's see. It fits in like that. There's that little groove. And then you got these parts. Oops, losing stuff. That would go in through there. And that coil clamps onto that. That obviously goes in the shaft. Then we'll put it back on. Hopefully that'll be all it is. Well, after much to do, it is all back together. Give it a little dry run, give it a little spin to see if it would plant, and apparently it is dispensing seeds. Whether it does it once we put it into the ground, now that's a different issue. All right, well, keep your fingers crossed out there, internet. Everything seems to be rolling the way it should. Honestly, the planter is probably in better shape right now than it's been in a long time, with the additions we added a couple of years ago, and the replacing of some of these rusty old parts and stuff. I think we're actually doing pretty good. Well, good morning. Different day, obviously. Kind of a weird issue. was just going along, everything's working fine, everything's planting fine, but I turned around one time to observe, and there's just this pile of dirt, and everything's turning, and then I cleared it, and then it did it again just now. That wheel, just on the other side of the tongue, I'm not sure, it might have a bearing out or something, because it was pushing stuff. You can kind of see where it had a drag mark. I mean, I threw the stuff away, but I think we might be losing a bearing in that. Unfortunately, it's kind of where I don't look because it's directly behind me, so I don't see it. But we're gonna watch it and see what happens. So yeah, wheel bearing. There's the hub. This thing backed on there so hard because it was dragging, so it was just tightening. We couldn't get it off, and the guys at the place couldn't get it off either. So, and that bolt just broke off when it wrapped up. So, you know, what else can you do? Throw money at it and get a new one for 250 bucks. It's a really expensive season so far. We haven't even got anything done. I'm gonna go ahead and put this dumb thing together. It's just a tire. You've seen me field new tires before, I'm sure. Well, I hate to even say it, but it seems like we're back to normal. I'm not gonna say the G word or how things are going other than that, but I don't want to jinx it. I'm not a superstitious person, but I swear every time you stop this machine, and then you try and get started again. Same with the combines. If they're rolling, you keep them rolling, because as soon as you stop, there's going to be a problem. If you look at the two colors of grass out here, you got a darker one, the lighter one. That darker one is where one of the knives from the fertilizer applicator was out in the grass a little bit, but you can see how much that grass loves that fertilizer. I just got done doing corn, and I had this spot over here that I apparently missed. Gary noticed it when he was spraying, that there was this one spot on that day that started raining that I stopped and I didn't go back and do it. I thought I did, but I didn't. But anyway, if you look on the ground, I'm kind of surprised. There's actually, it's probably pretty hard to see because it's hard for me to see with the naked eye here, but there's corn coming up already. Sorry, the door's making a lot of rattling noise there. All this has been sprayed. That's why those weeds are kind of yellowish. They're dying. But there you can see over there on the right. Corn coming up. It's about an inch tall. It got super warm today. We finished up that replant, and now it is time to remove all the boxes from the planter. Now we gotta dump all the remainder of the seed that's in there, clean them out, make sure there's nothing in there, put it in here, and it's gonna go in bags, and we're gonna hold that until we see if there's any more spots we missed, because there's usually something that doesn't come up right, or maybe you get washed out, or you just miss it, which I usually do, especially on the one field. The way the terraces line up, I always seem to have a gap in there. So that's what that'll be used for. So I was just pulling the boxes out for the soybeans, and I'm not positive, but I think there's a baby raccoon in the shop. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can find it. Is there someone in here? Yeah? Where are you? I can hear you. Stuck? Did you get stuck in there? You didn't go in the wall, did you? Huh? I can hear you. I think I have a flashlight here. Let's see if this... Yeah, it works. Are there any raccoons in here? You're in the wall, aren't you? How'd you get in there? What's up, little raccoon? I don't know how they got in there. I don't know how we're gonna get them out. I mean, we ripped the panel off the wall. But then you have unprotected baby raccoons running around with their mom that's probably really angry.